Okay, let's talk about the language of algebra. And what we want to do in this particular problem is translate. What we have here is a verbal sentence, and we want to translate this into algebra. Okay, so algebra normally is expressed with variables and numbers, but we can also translate or express algebraic concepts or statements by the use of words. Okay, so let's go ahead and just read this statement, and then we'll talk about how we're going to translate this into algebra. And it says, the sum of two numbers divided by 3 is 10. Okay, so the sum of two numbers divided by 3 is 10. So this is a mathematical statement. It's just in words. And what we want to do is translate this into algebra, i.e. into something that's using mathematical notation like plus, division operators, variables, etc. So if you think you know how to do this, go ahead and put your answer in the comment section. By the way, of course, we're going to be using variables here. I don't really care about what variables you do use. So if you don't use the variables that I used specifically, don't worry about it. You can still have the exact right answer. But go ahead and give this a whirl and see how well you do. Put your answers into the comment section, but I'm going to go over exactly how to translate this into an algebraic statement in just 1 second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher, and I'm going to leave a link to my math help program in the description of this video. But if you are frustrated in mathematics, maybe you're one of these students who've been, frustrated with math for several years. Maybe you think that you just are not good at math. Maybe you're like, I'm just not good at math. Well, if you think that you're not good at math, well, I'm telling you right now, you are wrong, okay? Your problem is you need more instruction, okay? And you need clearer instruction. So if you don't feel like you get enough math instruction, or maybe you don't connect with your teacher's learning styles, well, I can help you. I've been teaching math for decades, and I really try to break things down into simplest, clearest, and understandable components so you can build up your math skills one step at a time. So if you're willing to put in the effort and work, I think my instruction can certainly help you out. So if you're at the middle school, high school, or even college level in terms of mathematics, you definitely got to check out my Math Help program because it definitely can help you out. Now, if you are preparing for any kind of test that has a math section on it, I'm talking about things like the GED, SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, ASVAB, AccuPlacer, CLEP exam, ALEX exam, maybe a teacher certification exam. I can help you prepare and pass those exams. If you homeschool, have a very comprehensive, in-depth homeschool math program. And if you don't have any math notes, don't panic just yet. I'm going to leave links to my math notes in the description of this video. But if you want great grades in mathematics, you have to take great math notes. Just listen to me on that one. All right, so let's get into this problem. Now, again, you can use different variables. Obviously, we're going to need to use variables, but what we're going to do is just break this down one step at a time. So I'm going to kind of start right here. The sum of two numbers divided by 3 is 10. So I'm going to start with this word, is, okay? Anytime you are asked to translate, okay, something that's a verbal phrase into a variable or algebraic phrase, and you come across the word is, that is an equal sign, okay? Is, if I say something is equal to, just imagine I could actually add that word is equal to, but this word is the equal sign, okay? So let's just start with this. So the sum, I got all this part, the sum of two numbers divided by 3 is what? Well, it's 10, okay? So something is equal to 10, all right? So this is the right-hand side of the equation, and now we got to figure out this other side right here, okay? So now let's go ahead and work on this other part of this sentence. Now, you don't have to approach it the way I'm doing it, but I kind of wanted to highlight this word is because this we are talking about an equation. This is going to be our final answer. All right, so we have the sum. Okay, that means we're going to be doing what? We're going to be adding something up. Now, in algebra, when we're talking about a particular number, we can use a variable. So x can be a number. Okay. Now, a can be a number as well. Let me use actually another variable. Let's use b. Okay, that could be a number. So that's just representing one number. So if I'm saying the sum of two numbers, okay, we're probably thinking two different numbers. So let's use two different variables. Let's say x is one number and y is another number. It's totally okay to use two variables here. Now, we may be able to get away with one variable, but it's this problem I should probably put in here the sum of two different numbers. If I kind of add to that word indifferent, this would be a little more explicit in terms of the type of variables you want to use. But let's call x one number and we'll call y another number. You can have a and b, g and t. It doesn't make a difference as long as your symbols are different. Okay. All right, so the sum of two numbers, so how can we express that? Well, the sum is we're going to add up these two numbers. So I'm going to use x and y as my numbers. So we're going to go x, I'm going to put this right here, x plus y. This is the sum of two numbers, but I'm going to tell you a little trick right here. No, well, not really a trick, but a real critical reminder. Anytime you're asked to translate in algebra and you're talking about the sum or difference, always put parentheses around that, okay? Always put a parentheses around that expression. So I'm going to put parentheses around that x plus y. So here I have the sum of two different numbers, or the sum of two numbers is 10, but that's not what we want, right? It's the sum of two numbers divided by 3. Okay, so how can I express that? Well, let's go ahead and show you two different ways you can express this. So here is the sum of two numbers divided by 3. I could go like this, okay? This would be a perfectly acceptable answer. So the sum of two numbers divided by 3. Now, if you didn't have your parentheses like this would be, you would get yourself in trouble, okay? Because really, what this is x plus y divided by 3. Remember, the order of operations, you have to do division first. So really, this statement is saying x plus y divided by 3 is 10. So this is the sum. This right here would be the sum of a number plus another number divided by 3 is equal to 10. This is not what we want. So this is why it's very critical to put in your parentheses here. This is the sum of two numbers divided by 3, because remember, in the order of operations, we do what's inside the parentheses first. Okay, so this is one way you can write our final answer, or you can do it this way. The sum of two different numbers divided by 3, just put a fraction bar, is 10, or is equal to 10. So either one of these answers would be acceptable. Again, you could use whatever variables you wanted, a and b, w and z, doesn't make a difference. But basically, these are the two kind of acceptable translations of this verbal phrase into a variable or algebraic phrase. Okay, so how did you do? Did you get this right? Well, if you did get this right, let me give you a nice happy face with a good old 1983 flat top haircut. That was such a good haircut. Nice and easy. And back in those days, I think I'd probably pay maybe $8, not even that much. It was pretty cheap, and it was so easy and fast. It was a good looking haircut. Now, all of us back in the day that wore that flat top, we probably don't have as much hair. Well, we definitely don't have as much hair. Most of us don't have as much hair as we do, but I miss that haircut. Unfortunately, I don't see the haircut around anymore. It's a shame. It's a good looking haircut. But anyways, let me give you a A+ and a 100% to go along with your nice flat top. Nice job. Now, if you didn't get this right, hopefully you picked up some tips and some understanding. Again, even if you got this right, you need to practice this stuff, okay? This is not something you could just do one of these problems, and be like, okay, I get all of this, because I can make much more challenging problems, okay? So yeah, I could give you way more complicated verbal phrases to translate into algebra. Then I can give you algebraic phrases and tell you to write out a verbal phrase that represents an algebraic phrase or an equation. So you got to know how to go both directions in terms of translating. Remember, in mathematics isn't a language, okay? So you're taking English to math and math to English, okay? This is the whole kind of basics or essence of solving real world word problems, okay? They're called word problems. Everyone's like, oh, I don't like math word problems. Well, they're called what? Again, word problems, because we're starting off with words, okay? We're going to translate those words or that problems. Remember, you don't want to get any, I don't have any spelling videos on my YouTube channel specifically because I am terrible at spelling. But anyways, word problems, we have to translate this into mathematical statements to solve. So anyways, hopefully this little video was a good quick review. And if that's the case, go ahead and consider smashing that like button. That definitely helps me out. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, hopefully you'll consider subscribing. I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, have over 1,000 plus videos, basic math, all the way up to calculus and everything in between. But anytime I teach math, I really try to focus on teaching it in a clear and understandable way so everybody can learn this stuff. And anyone can learn math. If you have the effort and desire to learn math, what you need is the right instruction. And that's really what it comes down to. It's like, who is teaching you math, all right? Everything boils down to your teacher. But again, you have to bring the other component to learning, which is putting in the effort, taking the notes, doing all the practice work, etc., etc. So anyways, again, if you do subscribe to my channel, you'll see my latest post on all sorts of mathematical videos, but I already have a ton of stuff on my channel, but my best math help will always be within my math help program. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.